Hello gardening friends, it is time for my March garden tour. I think you're going to be surprised at what's growing in the garden right now, and what I'm most excited about is to show you the elderberry bushes that I planted just 10 days ago. You can click on the video to watch that. I'll go ahead and put the link in the description. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what's growing. Here's the bottom of my garden. Give you a whole view of the garden to start off with. Let's see, here are some garlic. Looks like I might have forgot to get a whole clove out there because it's got a bunch of sprouts coming up right at one spot. We'll see what happens there. I put some bedding out of the rabbit cages around my onions here, so you can see that cut down, or actually I pulled the weeds back and put that bedding on top, so that should hold the weeds down. But the problem is it does have some grass or wheat or whatever was in the straw. Those seeds come through too, so that they can just be plucked real quickly and killed though. So, let's see, here's a Daikon Radish that I put some mulch around that too. Doesn't look like that's handling the cold weather very well. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to harvest that. Ooh, actually it's going to seed already. So that's probably not going to be able to be harvested. Let's see. There's some more daikons. We have gotten down to like 25, 26 in the last couple weeks. So that was a little bit hard on those daikons. I still have a bunch of arugula over here, although it's going to seed. Also, it's probably about time to start planting some more arugula. Arugula is a great plant to have for salads. I pulled some weeds out around here too. Here's some kale, some of that red Russian kale. Excuse me while I have a little breakfast. Okay, and here is one of the surprises. Look at this goji berry bush. It's already got leaves out. Look at that. I can't believe that it's having the leaves out so early when it's still been so cold. I think this plant is starting to be established, so looks like it's going to fruit a lot earlier this year. Here's one of my fig trees that looks like the tips might have got a little bit of damage from the yeah, that looks like that got damaged from the cold. But down here a little lower, it looks like it's nice and still green. What do they call that? Still can't think of it, from the from that movie The Little Princess. Still got life in it, even though it made it through the winter. Here's my cold frame, which is a project that I'm going to have on a video soon. Some more kale back in there. Here's my garlic that I spaced out more than I normally do. Looks like it's ready to start taking off in the springtime. Here's some sorrel. Has like a bitter lemony taste. Some cilantro. I had quite a bit of cilantro right in here in this area. If you remember last month, I had just covered over my strawberries with mulch, and I put some coffee grounds on top of there. Well, some of my strawberry plants are already coming through and already blooming. So they're coming through a little earlier than normal, I would think. So those wood chips should keep the weeds down. Strawberries will come up through and we'll have some nice strawberries. Here is broccoli that made it through the cold. It looks like the buds are probably going to start coming out in the springtime. There's one that's pretty good. You can probably have a little breakfast with that one. More onions. This is a bucket that I had prepared for a tomato last year. I threw some onions in there, and they actually look like they're doing really well there, because that was really good soil that I had prepared for that tomato contest. More arugula. I've been chopping this a lot, feeding it to the rabbits, eating it ourselves. There's some carrots. Probably need to pull them. You can see down there. Need to pull those and eat them or juice them. There's some radishes that are old, probably going to seed. This is my fall garden plot that I need to go ahead and pull those weeds and plant some spring things in there. Some bloody dock that looks like some squirrels have been digging up around. I did put a little bit of a wire over it to protect it. I have eaten some asparagus. We had some warm weather and the asparagus started popping up. But as you can see here, this asparagus actually was up and got hit by the cold. So it'll put out some more sprouts in a little bit. But I can probably eat this bottom part. Fresh asparagus is really good. Oh yeah, that was nice and tender. But you can see there was quite a few that were up and got damaged. Look, this one here looks like it's okay, and I should be able to harvest that in a day or two, because it comes up really quick. You have to check it almost every day. My worms are doing really well in my worm pit, because I put a lot of the rabbit bedding on top of here, and they're all up even close to the top, even though we had cold nights. Some cold nights here. You can see some of the worms here. Sorry to bother you guys and gals. Here's arugula, or not arugula, this is kale that we've been picking and juicing. So it's still growing, even though it's been pretty cold. And here's some more carrots. Not carrots. What am I thinking? These are onions and some dinosaur kale. Here's my largest daikon that I keep threatening to eat. But it's still growing. Look at that. I did some work at a restaurant this week called Heirloom Restaurant, and I told one of the chefs that I have a daikon that I need to eat, that I was thinking about baking it, and she said the way that she likes to prepare it is to bake it and then grind it up and make it into a puree and eat it that way. So I may do something like that, or I may just bake it. But I will probably do a video. Alright, now we're going to get to the star of the day, which is we're going to walk to the other side of the yard and show you my elderberry bush that I planted out 10 days ago. And I really thought it was going to stay dormant and start growing in another month or two. But look at that. Look at those buds. It's budding out there near the ground. Bunch of sprouts coming up from that one. And up higher too. It's got some nice budding. The other one is also budding out at the very top, but it didn't have anything starting around the bottom that I saw. I wouldn't be surprised it'll start coming up from the roots in a little bit when it gets a little bit warmer. So I'm really excited about the way those elderberries have done. Alright, I'm going to put some links in the corner here for you. Up here I will put my most popular videos playlist, and over here I'll put a video that YouTube says you will like, and I will give you 20 seconds, what I'm going to film for 20 seconds, so that you can pick which video you want to watch. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day, and I'll see you again real soon. I'll just give you this elderberry so you can look at these beautiful buds while you pick what video you want to pick.